So we have our second speaker that's just come off stage, Stephen Lindsay. Stephen, tell us about what you do, who you are, and where you come from.
Well, I'm actually from this country, one of the few at the blockchain economy conference here. I work for SFC Capital, which is the country's largest investor in early stage companies.
Okay, so what about anyone that's thinking of starting up right now? Is it a good time to start up a business or any business, particularly crypto, in an economic downturn? What would your points be on that?
You'd expect me to say no, wouldn't you?
Yes.
No, you wouldn't. You'd expect me to say yes because that's what we do. And actually, we've had this before. Forget the economic downturn for a second. We had the pandemic before. When we had the pandemic, people thought it's over. It wasn't. We had in early stage businesses, it almost opens the door for new opportunities. For instance, when the pandemic happened, there were people who were coming up with ideas for how to connect with a clinician without visiting them online, technology for that. New medical devices, that sort of thing. There's always other issues like there's the climate agenda, where you have all sorts of technology for reducing pollution, air quality sensors, all sorts of things. We're at the cutting edge of new technology and new ideas. There's the companies of the future. When the economy turns a bit south, you'd think it would affect our funds. We just haven't seen it.
Well, that's encouraging to know. What about the future of crypto as a whole? What do you think you expect to see now then?
Well, just to put it in perspective, our funds are very general. We invest in everything, from food and drink to blockchain, cryptocurrency. We prefer technology, partly because we're here to make money for our clients. The returns on technology are potentially much, much higher than other sectors like tea and coffee, for instance. So in terms of blockchain, which you asked about, London is the scene for everything technology, not just blockchain. The metaverse, cryptos. Last week I was with a company hoping to open an exchange on an index of crypto. And they want to be in London because that's the best place to be for this sort of thing. There's a huge community of technology here. So the regulation is firming up in terms of people are starting to ask the government, what are we allowed to do, what are we not allowed to do? And the government, rather than saying, we don't want you to do any of this stuff, are saying, we want to regulate it, but we don't want to kill it. And we want it to be here in London. So I think the future's bright.
That's good to know. But what about events like this, networking? How important do you think they are for cryptocurrency and the people that are involved in it?
Well, I think there's a lot of people here who know what they're doing, and there's a lot of people here who haven't got a clue. And right. Well, I don't know if you saw my talk, but I tried to speak in the sort of language my mum might have understood, because there's nothing worse than people talking about jargon and excluding everybody else. So I think when it comes to networking, I think some people are here to maybe raise money for their company, but a lot of them are here to find out what's out there. So I think these events are quite good. You can walk up to any one of these stands and say, I haven't got a clue what you do, can you tell me? And if you say I still don't understand, tell me again, that's the way to learn. So I think it's good, and the fact that there's such a huge turnout here in the just opposite Canary Wharf, it's a lovely setting. I think just shows that people, when they see there's a conference in London, they come from all over the world. I think that just shows that it's very important and a boom for this country, and also just shows how many people are interested in it. It's not going away.
Well, that's certainly what we need, a boost for the country, and it sounds to me like you and your company are very positive about the future, and for anyone looking to get into cryptocurrency or in any other industry as well. Would you say that kind of is right? You're a very positive company looking to sort of inspire?
Well, yes. We inspire, but without having to be altruistic. Our number one goal is to make returns for our investors. We're not a charity, but we are investing in inspirational ideas. And those are the ones which in the future could turn into, there was a time when Facebook was an idea on the back of an envelope. They're not all going to, we can't invent Facebooks, but we have companies. We've got one investment we made that's up 200 times. When we invested, we had no idea really, but it looked interesting. It looked exciting. It was breaking, what's the word? It was a disruptor. You probably heard the phrase. It's doing something different in the traditional industry. Now we've got all sorts of new industries. But so it's exciting because we're giving the first early stage funding outside maybe friends and family to these companies. They're not all going to win.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the 80-20 rule, but that 20% and maybe 10% of that 20%, they're the ones you're going to see forever and ever. And they may have started with us. So we win because this is our business. The country wins because we're helping those companies get started and maybe turn into the next big thing.
Well, that sounds fabulous. Thank you very much, Stephen. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.